Alright, you sexy looking roasters. Today I am making a video talking about, personally, my favorite redhead. I think, there are a couple of redheads around that I, of course, do like. A couple of them are even my friends. Some of them include, I really am not that much of a fan of many redheads. I don't know, Kevin Herter from the Sacramento Kings. It's probably one of my favorites, and I don't even go for the Sacramento Kings. But up there, definitely on the top of that list, is Ed Sheeran. And Ed Sheeran he's a really, really good guy. And it so happens that he is releasing an album that I happen to be actually really excited for. Over the years, I've actually started to get more and more into Ed Sheeran. I've never really been too much of a fan of him until really this year that I've started to, really listen to a lot of his albums and get kind of a better understanding of his whole entire discography. I mean, it's literally impossible, though, to not turn on the radio and hear, like, an Ed Sheeran song. Like, you'll definitely hear those shitty-ass songs of, like, Lizzo yelling about being, I don't know, fat and how great feminism is. Fuck. I'm getting a bit controversial in this video, but I mean, what else does she sing about in her music? It's impossible not to turn on the radio and hear an absolute banging Ed Sheeran song on there ever since like 2011. Literally, it's been like over 10 years. And what's really awesome about Ed is, as I said, he's got a new album coming out. He recently just completed his Australian tour as well, where he did a lot of really awesome things. He even visited the St Kilda football facility in the Australian Football League. Did a bit of a, got a tour down there, spoke to a bunch of the players, and that's really awesome considering Ed was really close with legendary Australian cricketer Shane Warne, and Shane Warne was a huge, diehard Saints fan, and there's a lot of Shane Warne that you can say that most people are not like. Not necessarily that he's a legendary cricketer, I'm talking about more like St Kilda fan. There's, not really that many St Kilda fans out there. But Ed, of course, went and honoured, his friend, and of course, did all that type of stuff, and that was really, really awesome to see. Again, of course, unfortunately, Shane Warne is no longer with us. I've never really been too into cricket, but I'm an Aussie, and I know how much Shane Warne has really helped the legacy, and really stands for exactly what Australia is, just an absolute sick bloke.
We've got a couple of helpers to help us today.
We're all obviously big fans of you and your music, so it's great to have you down here today. Obviously, it's a massive year for our club. 150. So to have you down here is awesome. You've obviously always been drawn to the Saints through your relationships with Michael Gadinsky and Warney. So to have you down here to make it official is pretty special. So I think we've signed you up as a member of 2023. And we've got a bit of Saints merch for you too, for you and your girls. So hopefully we can see you repping the red, white and black on stage on
Thank
tour.
you, man. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, in doing all this, Ed Sheeran has really jumped up the top of my list as one of my favourite artists, not just with his music, but as him as a person. He even performed in a couple of Australian hospitals recently. He sang to a bunch of sick kids, which is just absolutely awesome to see. And as I said, he's releasing a new album, which I am extremely excited for. This album is actually going to be called Subtract. I made a video about it a couple of months ago, I think at the end of 2022, kind of just talking about my thoughts and opinions and the announcement of the album by Ed himself. Again, he didn't exactly speak about it that much, didn't really give us a release date. All he said was it would be coming out in 2023. But at the time making this video, I know a fair bit about the album now, at least a lot more than what I did probably again, at the end of 2022. Ed has, of course, revealed a bunch of new things, including the logo, a bunch of the art for the album, which looks absolutely awesome. Yellow, personally, is my favorite color. When we talk about, the AFL earlier, talking about the Saints, I go for the Richmond Tigers in the AFL, who are yellow and black. Absolute beast. I don't know, Dustin Martin, sit on my face. No homo. I mean, lots of homo. Fuck it. Sit on my face. We're getting a little bit off track. The cover art and all this stuff looks really awesome. For remembrance, it looks like a bit of a heart with a subtract down the bottom. This album isn't just going to be the usual, what do you call this? Math symbol than what the other ones have been. You know, we've had divide and we've had equals as well. But he's going back to the old formula that he had in his first album where he had, you know, I think it was Addition was the first album where he had his big ginger head on the album with an orange background. Like, whose idea was it, bro, to make the background orange? You really set the guy up for failure. No wonder why it's his, like, least most successful album. The album cover is orange. His hair is orange. Yeah, you're putting a lot of people off by doing that, whoever the graphic designers were. But this one looks awesome. It goes back to its old roots, similar to the first album. Having the subtract in the corner with, like, a logo of whatever, maybe something is going to resemble the album. I think this one's, of course, a heart. The first one was just Ed Sheeran's, I don't know, red-ass face. But there's a lot of awesome stuff going on here. Unfortunately, Celestial will not be on the album. Celestial, for those of you who don't know, I think is a song that was made for some Pokemon event or something like that. It's a song that didn't exactly do well worldwide, especially in America. I don't think it really did too well at all, but in Australia and I think Europe, it was a huge hit, especially in Australia. I think he even performed it here when he toured, and a couple of my mates were singing it in the car, and I was like, bro, they're either really big Pokemon fans or Celestial's just catching on. Maybe both, I don't know, but Celestial will not be a single on the album. It was really a promotional single, I think, for the Pokemon game, of course, and whatever stuff they were kind of trying to accomplish there, so that just, it makes sense. It also didn't really do that. I don't know if it was supposed to do extremely well. It was just supposed to be an awesome, I think, fun, catchy song that Ed was going to make for Pokemon, and shit, why not? If I was asked to make a song for Geodude, I probably would as well. Why not? But again, other than that, the album's art does look really awesome, as I just said. Subtract will be the name. F64, which is another song made by Ed, will not be on the album at all. Although, I think there is a song called Eyes Closed, which Ed and his team recently did announce, which will be releasing pretty soon. I don't think that has a release date, but that is rumored to be the first single on the album, so I'm definitely really excited for that. Could possibly do a reaction video for the channel. I just don't know if I will. But that's definitely there, you know, as well. And I think that's something that people can look forward to. Of course, singles always definitely spice up an album that people really want to get onto. But if we're going to be looking at, you know, of course, his Subtract album, it is being said that it will release on the 5th of May 2023. This album will not only be on streaming services, but will be on CD, cassette, digital download, and on vinyl/records, which is, yeah, let's be honest here, that's pretty awesome, and I'm kind of excited to see that. The art of this album is just kind of so orgasmic, it just looks really cool. Again, this album will most likely 99.9% not feature any, I think, of course, artists on it. Ed never really does that. He's one of the few artists that never has any features on his album, which is pretty unique if you ask me. That's kind of cool. Of course, if you actually go on Apple Music, which I do have because I am a sick lad, you guys can see it right there. You can see the deluxe album, or Subtract Deluxe. I don't know why it says deluxe here. But there are, of course, a lot of songs that are going to be on here. First of all, you got the first song, Boat, and they go from that to Salt Water, Eyes Closed, which does confirm it will be the first single of the album, Life Goes On, Dusty, End of Youth, Colorblind, Curtains, Borderline, Spark, Vega, Sycamore, I don't even know what that word is, No Strings, The Hills of Aberfeldie, or Felderley, I don't know. I'm not British. Sorry. But we also got some other bonus tracks which will be on the deluxe: Wildflowers, Stoned, Toughest, and Moving. There's also a Subtract trailer which just shows our favorite redhead on the beach. Now, this is actually not a heart. It's actually just Ed Sheeran's face looking like a heart. I don't even know. I think it's definitely supposed to be like a bit of both, kind of into it. It's definitely a lot of inspiration of a heart, but it just kind of looks like Ed's face. I think it's literally a bit of both. It's actually a really cool idea, and I think, and something very different to the last couple of albums which he has released, which I'm pretty excited for, and I'm definitely interested and keen to see what's going to be going on for this one. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Are you guys excited for Ed Sheeran's new album, or are you guys not? Of course, I would definitely really like to know. Don't forget to subscribe to my, my sports channel and my gaming channel. Links for them will also be in the description down below. But most importantly, let me know if you guys are excited for this new Ed Sheeran album or whatever. I would very much like to know. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.